Many men are unaware, but every night after they reach their 60s, something troubling occurs while they sleep. The body enters a fasting state, and without proper support, it begins to break down not only muscle but also the vital blood vessels responsible for energy performance. And you may wake up feeling like everything is normal, but inside, your circulation is quietly deteriorating. As it weakens, so does your connection, confidence, and sense of masculinity. The worst part? It happens slowly, silently, and by the time you notice the changes, they've already taken hold. I'm Dr. John, a men's health expert with over 30 years of experience helping men restore what time and neglect have quietly stolen. I've seen the pain in a man's eyes when he talks about losing the intimacy with his partner, and I've seen the relief when he learns the truth, something no one ever told him. Because here's the reality: what's diminishing your performance and circulation isn't just, it's what you're doing or not doing before bed. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the one key mistake men make at night that harms blood flow, the clear signs that your circulation is weakening, even if you feel fine, and a simple, natural remedy that can make a world of difference. No prescriptions, no pressure, just real, natural recovery. And if you stick around until the end, I'll even share a nightly routine that has helped countless men over 60 regain their strength, confidence, and closeness, often in less than a week. Before we dive in, if you care about maintaining healthy blood flow and keeping your intimacy strong after 60, I encourage you to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss another health tip designed specifically for men like you. And if this message resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and let me know how I can better assist you on your journey to lasting strength and connection. Now that you know what's quietly working against you each night, let's explore the root cause: how blood flow and intimacy change after 60. Because unless you understand what's happening inside your body, you won't be able to regain control over it. What I'm about to explain may finally help you make sense of what you've been feeling but couldn't quite express. How blood flow and intimacy change after 60. For years, I've sat across from men in their 60s and 70s, good, proud men who have finally found the courage to ask the question they've been avoiding: why am I not the same down there anymore? It often starts gradually, a slower response, less sensitivity, maybe fewer morning erections. At first they dismiss it: stress, perhaps a bad night's sleep. But over time it becomes undeniable: something has changed. The answer lies in one subtle but powerful shift: blood flow. After 60, the vascular system begins to age in ways that directly affect male performance. The arteries that once carried blood freely throughout your body, including the most intimate areas, start to stiffen. The inner lining of these vessels, known as the endothelium, weakens, and the production of nitric oxide, a gas that helps dilate blood vessels and trigger strong blood flow, starts to decline. When this happens, no matter how much desire you may feel, if blood can't flow properly, the body simply won't respond the way it once did. You might still feel like the man you used to be in your mind, but your body isn't following your lead anymore. This change doesn't just affect the physical side of intimacy, it impacts your confidence, your connection with your partner, and your sense of self. Unfortunately, many men accept this decline as a normal part of aging, not realizing that it can be addressed naturally and effectively. But here's the real danger: most of the time the drop in blood flow happens quietly. There are signs, yes, but they're easy to overlook or dismiss. In fact, you may already be experiencing several of them without realizing they're linked to poor circulation. Once these signs appear, it means the problem isn't just beginning, it's already taking hold. Before we move forward, I want to help you recognize what's happening inside your body. The earlier you spot these signs, the easier it will be to reverse the damage. Let's take a closer look at some of the subtle, early warning signs that your blood flow may be slipping long before things stop working altogether. Signs your blood flow is declining without you realizing it. One thing I've learned over my decades of treating men over 60 is this: the body sends signals long before it reaches a breaking point. Most men who come to my office with circulation issues didn't get there overnight. The signs were there all along, they just didn't know what to look for. I remember a 68-year-old man named James, a former construction foreman, who came in not for intimacy issues but because he felt constantly exhausted. His legs cramped at night, and he noticed he wasn't waking up the same way he used to. He said, "Doc, I still feel like I've got fire in me, but the engine just won't start." That statement stuck with me. What James didn't realize, and what so many men don't, is that those small signs were actually big red flags. Cold feet at night, a slight drop in morning erections, fatigue that doesn't go away after sleep, trouble focusing. These are all signs of poor circulation, especially in the pelvic region. You may still be climbing stairs, taking walks, or feeling generally okay, but beneath the surface, your circulation may be slowly weakening. And because men often push through discomfort, brush things off, or avoid discussing private matters, these warning signs often go unnoticed until it becomes much harder to reverse the damage. The body's ability to repair and regenerate blood vessels declines with age, but it doesn't disappear entirely. That's why catching these signs early is so important. Once you notice a change, it means the vascular system has already been under strain for months, sometimes even years. The longer you ignore the signs, the more difficult it becomes to restore your circulation. But here's the good news: the body responds incredibly well to the right support, especially at night when repair and restoration are meant to occur. The key is understanding what's preventing that healing from happening in the first place. There's one mistake I see older men making night after night without ever realizing it's silently sabotaging their circulation while they sleep. It's not about what they're doing wrong during the day, it's what they're neglecting to do before bed. Once you fix this, the improvements can be fast and even life-changing. Let me show you what it is. One of the toughest parts of my job is sitting down with a man who's done everything right during the day. He walks, eats well, takes his medications, but still can't figure out why his energy is dropping and his intimacy is fading. He's putting in the effort, showing up every day, but something still feels off. What most of these men don't realize is that their biggest mistake isn't happening during the day at all, it's happening right before bed. As we age, our bodies become less forgiving. We don't bounce back like we used to, and after 60, the hours spent asleep become absolutely crucial for recovery, especially when it comes to blood flow and vascular health. While we sleep, our bodies shift into repair mode, restoring tissues, balancing hormones, and yes, rebuilding the inner lining of our blood vessels. But here's the problem: that process needs fuel, and for many older men it's missing. The number one mistake I see is going to bed with an empty tank, either from eating too early, skipping the right nutrients, or avoiding any nighttime intake out of fear it might disrupt sleep or digestion. But when you go to bed without providing your body the right fuel, it doesn't have what it needs to heal. Instead of restoring, it starts breaking down. Your body turns to muscle tissue and even vascular lining, pulling from reserves just to stay balanced overnight. That means the very systems you need to stay strong, circulation, hormone production, endothelial repair, get weaker while you sleep. You wake up feeling stiff, sluggish, or disconnected, without realizing that your nighttime habits are working against you. I've seen men completely turn this around simply by changing what they give their body before bed. It doesn't require a complicated diet, expensive supplements, or sleeping with a machine strapped to your face. It all starts with one small intentional habit that nourishes your blood vessels instead of starving them. There's one specific spoonful of natural ingredients I recommend to nearly every man I treat because it works, and it works quickly. This simple nighttime remedy has helped men regain their morning energy, reconnect with their partners, and restore circulation in just a few days. You don't need much, just a teaspoon of the right combination. Let me show you what's inside that one spoon. The Nighttime Fix, one spoon that nourishes your blood vessels. Throughout my career, I've searched for complex solutions to men's health issues, lab results, scans, medications, advanced therapies. But some of the most effective fixes I've seen don't come from a prescription pad. They come from your kitchen, and this one is so simple that most men overlook it entirely. There's a natural way to feed your blood vessels before bed, just one spoonful of a specific blend that gives your body exactly what it needs to restore circulation while you sleep. I've seen it work for men who hadn't felt like themselves in years. It's not a miracle, it's simply providing your body with what it's been missing. The key ingredient: beetroot powder. It's packed with dietary nitrates, compounds that your body converts into nitric oxide, the very molecule responsible for relaxing and opening your blood vessels. When your vessels open, blood flows more freely, especially to the areas where it matters most. But that's only part of the fix. When you combine beetroot powder with a teaspoon of raw honey and warm water, you create a powerful trifecta. The honey helps regulate blood sugar and supports hormone function overnight, while the warm water aids absorption and soothes the digestive system. Together they work in harmony to deliver. It's incredible how something so simple, a single spoonful, can make such a significant impact. I've had patients tell me that after just a few nights, they've woken up with better circulation, fewer cramps, and yes, even the return of morning erection. And it's not just the physical improvements, it's the emotional boost that comes with it. When a man begins to feel that spark return, his whole demeanor changes. He stands taller, speaks with more confidence, and reconnects with his partner in ways that go far beyond just the bed. Now, if you want to amplify the effects of this bedtime routine, there are a few natural ingredients that can supercharge the process. Think of them as reinforcements, targeted nutrients that support your blood vessels, calm your nervous system, and enhance your sleep. Let's look at the 3 most effective ones I recommend to my patients and why they make such a difference. 3 natural add-ons to supercharge your bedtime routine. When it comes to restoring blood flow and intimacy after 60, that one nightly spoonful is a powerful starting point. But sometimes the body needs a little extra support to truly thrive. I've had patients ask me, "Doc, that mix helped, but is there anything else I can do to feel even better?" And the answer is yes. There are 3 natural additions I recommend time and again to men who want to take their results to the next level. These additions work beautifully alongside your nightly fix. The first is magnesium. This quiet mineral often flies under the radar, but it plays a crucial role in relaxing your blood vessels, calming your nervous system, and improving sleep quality. Most older men are deficient in magnesium without even realizing it. Taking a small dose of magnesium before bed not only supports circulation, but also prevents leg cramps and those annoying nighttime awakenings that rob you of deep rest. Next, there's L-arginine, an amino acid your body uses to produce nitric oxide, the same vital compound that beetroot helps stimulate. When you combine L-arginine with dietary nitrates, the effects are often quicker and more noticeable. I've seen men regain noticeable warmth in their hands and feet, as well as a renewed sense of physical response, after just a few days of combining the 2. Finally, there's ashwagandha, a calming herb that has been used for thousands of years to ease stress, balance hormones, and improve sleep. At night, your body isn't just resting, it's rebalancing your entire system. A warm cup of ashwagandha tea helps lower cortisol levels, supports testosterone production, and prepares your body to restore itself while you sleep. The emotional benefits are just as profound: less stress, less tension, more presence with your partner, and more peace in your own skin. What I love about these 3 additions is that they're all natural, easy to find, and gentle on the body. They don't force your system into overdrive, they work in harmony with it. When used consistently alongside your nightly spoonful, they can help you feel more in control of your health than you have in you. Now that you know what to give your body, let me show you how to put it all together, step by step. The real transformation happens when you make this part of your routine, and that's where the magic happens. Your complete nightly routine plan. Now that you understand the truth, you know that blood flow doesn't just fade overnight, it slips away gradually, and most men don't realize it until something important is missing. But you also know the power of consistency. When it comes to restoring circulation, strength, and intimacy after 60, what you do before bed can truly make all the difference. Let me walk you through the nightly plan I've used with hundreds of men just like you, men who didn't want pills or empty promises, just something that actually worked. Start about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Mix 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder with 1 teaspoon of raw honey in a glass of warm water. Stir slowly, take a breath, and drink it mindfully. Think of this as fuel for your body's repair system. It's not just a drink, it's a signal to your body that you're giving it the tools it needs to restore itself overnight. If you like, this is also the time to take your magnesium and L-arginine. You don't need to take everything at once, but when taken consistently, these nutrients work together with your nightly drink to open your blood vessels, calm your nervous system, and deepen your recovery while you sleep. If you enjoy tea, brew a small cup of ashwagandha tea. Sip it slowly, and let your body ease into rest. Lower the lights, turn off your screens, and allow your body to transition into sleep naturally. It's not about perfection, it's about rhythm, something you can return to every night that reminds your system, it's time to heal. Stick with this routine for 7 nights, then observe how your body responds. You may start noticing more warmth in your hands and feet, you might wake up with stronger energy. You could even begin to feel something you haven't felt in a long time, like yourself again. The truth is, change doesn't have to be dramatic, it just needs to be consistent. When you build a simple, nourishing routine like this, your body remembers what it was capable of all along. Conclusion: if you've made it this far, I want to thank you, not just for watching, but for showing up for yourself. The truth is, many men over 60 silently accept the decline in their health. They believe that fading intimacy, weaker circulation, and low energy are simply part of getting old. But you didn't accept that, you dug deeper, and now you know the truth. You've learned how blood flow and intimacy change after 60, not because something's wrong with you, but because your body's repair system requires more care, more attention, and more support than it used to. You've recognized the signs that your circulation may already be slipping, even if you've been doing everything right on the surface. And you've uncovered the biggest mistake most men make at night, going to bed without nourishing the very systems that keep them strong, responsive, and connected. But now you also have the solution, a simple nightly fix, just one spoonful, that supports nitric oxide production, restores blood vessel health, and rebuilds the flow that keeps your vitality alive. And with it, 3 natural add-ons that boost the entire process: magnesium, L-arginine, and ashwagandha, gentle, effective tools that bring calm, strength, and recovery back into your nights. Finally, you now have a complete plan, a nightly rhythm you can follow without stress or complication. One that honors where you are in life, but refuses to settle, because you're not done yet. Your connection, your intimacy, your sense of manhood, they still matter, they still exist, and you have the power to bring them back. I've seen it happen with men who were almost ready to give. I've seen their faces light up when they feel that shift, when they wake up with energy again, when they stop holding back from their partner, when they finally feel present in their own body. This isn't about chasing youth, it's about reclaiming something that should never have been lost. Start tonight, just one step, one spoon, one choice, to support the man you still are, and always have been.